So welcome to this module where I like to invite you to a more session of self-reflection, and that will be clear in a moment. For this, ideally, take a pen and paper, and if you are watching elsewhere, I suggest you pause this recording and you restart when you have a pen and paper, as this is going to be very relevant for this exercise. So this is actually the concept of a sailing boat, and a sailing boat principle or the sailing boat concept is a framework to map where you are. And it's a classical tool used in coaching, executive coaching, business coaching, life coaching. So therefore this sailing boat model, and I'd like you to walk you through this. So imagine that you are in a sailing boat. It's your sailing boat. And okay, you can look at this example, but you can imagine your own sailing boat. How does a sailing boat look like? If you're on that sailing boat, describe that sailing boat and make some notes. Is it well maintained? Is it well equipped? Is it safe? Is it clean? How does your sailing boat look like? And please make some notes. So quick notes. How do you imagine that your sailing boat right now looks like? So give it some notes, give some thoughts. And then you might start looking at the sails. And you might see your sails being up, your sails might be down. You might observe the sails and the quality of the sails. How's the water? Is it stormy? Is it calm water? What's happening with the sails are up? And just make some notes. And then we can go to the third topic. And the third topic is actually what's on the water. So a sailing boat cleaves through water, and there's some friction there, some resistance. So what is happening on the water? Are there some ropes hanging in the water slowing you down? Is the hull of the boat, is it clean? Is there some holding the boat back? Is there maybe the anchor out? Is the anchor out or dragging on the seafloor when you're moving on, or what's happening? It's possible that your sailing boat is in the harbor. That's fine. Describe that state. How's the sailing boat in the water? Is there any friction? What could it be like? Describe it. Is there some tissue hanging out of the sailing boat? Is there some sail hanging in the water that slows you down? So what is this friction there? Describe that friction. And take your time. If you want to stop this recording, it's fine. Just record the friction of the sailing boat in the water. And then 4. 4 is a bit outside of view. You can't see it here. This is, where are you going? What is your end goal? Describe it. Where is this sailing boat going for you? It's possible if you don't have an end goal, that's fine. Write down, I haven't thought about it yet. That's fine as well. Just make a note of that. And then 5 are, okay, you don't see it here. It's like you have to imagine it. Imagine that there are obstacles on your way, on your sailing trip. What are these obstacles, these big obstacles? Is it weather? Is it something floating in the water? Is it an island? Is it a rock? And when there's an obstacle, what do you do? What happens with you? Are you going around? Are you trying to go through them, through these obstacles? What is these obstacles doing with you? And make a note of that. So as you probably understood from this exercise, it's about looking at your own life from a different perspective. And it's not 100% perfect, but often it gives you a good indication of how your life looks like. When I asked you to describe the boat itself, it's pretty much how is your condition of the boat, your sailing boat. And as a student, you probably need to realize that, okay, are you on the sailing boat? Are you alone on that sailing boat? Are other people? How good do you feel? Do you feel strong and well equipped and capable of handling that sailing boat? How is the sailing boat maintained? Is it clean? Is it messy? Is the sailing boat allowing you to achieve your goals? And if not, what would you make for changes? So this is not about judging yourself. If whatever you describe you here, it's all fine. It's just, if there is something you don't like, What would you like to change on the condition of the sailing boat? Maybe yourself as a sailor. What would you like to change there? For some might be like, hey, I'm a bit sleepy, I feel tired, I need to eat more, do more sport, be more healthy. Fine, make a note. What is your action step here? When you look at the sails, it's quite simple. When there's wind, you better be sailing. As you know, studying is about getting your study time in. It's about ongoing process. So if there is the wind out there, you better be sailing, because when you're studying, there might be times that, hey, you don't feel like it. But when there is wind, you better be sailing. You better be moving forward, because there will be days that there will be no wind. You will feel not like studying. And for other people might say, hey, I only sail when I feel like it, when I'm in a mood for it. And when you have that mindset, then you can say, hey, just like this joke saying that, hey, if you feel like studying, lie down in your bed and it will pass. And it's a bad joke saying that, hey, if you feel like doing action, if you feel like working, lie down in your bed, it will pass. It's extremely bad joke, but it explains very well the setting. Basically saying here, if there's wind, you better be sailing. I'm not saying that you should be sailing when there's storm. In our life, we have sometimes really rough moments. And maybe that these are the moments where you should hide a little bit. We should take shelter. You should take care of yourself. But overall, when there's wind, you better start moving forward. So if there's something happening with you in the sails, write that down. What would you like to change there? What is the element that is relevant for you to change? 1 or 2 lines. What is the element, the topic you want to change here? If we look at number 3, is the friction. The friction of the sailing boat with its environment. What is slowing down this sailing boat? It could be a belief, it could be a relationship, it could be a concept, it could be wrong friends, it could be a wrong partner. It could be many things, but what is it for you that causes the sailing boat to stay behind, to have some friction? What is hanging out of the sailing boat? What do you need to let go of? So write down, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to say, hey, it was a good journey till now, but I need to let go of this. Write that down. Write that down. And if you look at 4, that's actually where you want to go. There's also goal setting, as a call it a vision or your purpose, what you would like to achieve in these years at university. And if you haven't thought about it, that this is maybe the moment to write down, hey, what is my vision here? What I really like to achieve in these couple of years at university. And write them down. Maybe just give it some ideas. Write it down. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for you to take action and write it down. What are the 3 things you want to achieve? For some it might be, hey, I want to have a great distinction. And I want to have an exchange program. I want to go abroad. That's not other focus. And I want to have, let's say, good contacts, good relationships at university. Whatever they are. That can be 3 goals. For somebody else, it might be, hey, I want to study well, I want to be doing top sport, and so on. What are the 3 goals for you at university? It might be also that you have other goals beyond that. What is the second goal? When you finish university, what do you like to achieve? And that also helping you. So the sailing boat is sailing towards 4. You might already know your next step, and that's perfect. Write them down. What are these next steps you want to take? And then 5. 5 is these big obstacles in life, and they will happen, sometimes unannounced. How do you deal with obstacles? What is an obstacle right now happening in your life? Now, obstacles are interesting. If we focus on obstacles, we tend to hit it. It's like when you drive a car and the car is slipping a little bit. The way out of this movement is to look at the way out, not look at the obstacles. The reason why people have accidents is often because they focus on the obstacle and not on the way out. So when there's a big obstacle and there's something, you cannot do much about it, It's pointless to look at the obstacle, but you have to look at the way around it. So shift your focus. How can you go around the obstacle? So if there's an obstacle in your life, write it down. And you might say, hey, this is not belonging to you, but it's there. How can I go around it? Sometimes you have to deal with it, and that's another element. So what is it? Do you have to deal with it, and how you will deal with it? How much energy it will cost, time and energy? And that might be really important. It might be that you really need to deal with that obstacle. So write down, what are the obstacles? 1 or 2. What are your action steps? And if you need more time, take your time, of course. But the question is here, what have you learned from this exercise? And in case this went too fast, take it again. Go back to this exercise. This is a powerful exercise. Time to time, every couple of months, I do this exercise to reflect, okay, what is happening with my life? What's going well? What needs to be improved? And these couple of pointers helps me often to advance further and to make some action steps. And so therefore, the question is, what are your actions to move forward? What are the changes you want to make? What are the things you want to stop doing? What are the things you want to eliminate? What are the things you want to remove? What are the things you want to start? Maybe going to the gym, for example, or doing more regular sport, or eat more healthy, or drink more water, or sleep better. So what are the things you want to add to your life? Think about it. And what are the things you want to improve? Something might be already there, but you want to improve. Write them down. Do some journaling here, because this is a really critical phase where you really can shift your life here by doing that, by using this tool and by reflecting about this. So I wish you great journaling. Take your time. Revisit this video if you want, or revisit thinking about your sailing boat. Where are you going with this? I wish you a great sailing trip, and I'll see you soon in the next module.